Yo, what's poppin'? Welcome to Bhroman Braapsody. This is where we review cars, motorcycles, do road trips, training videos, all kinds of things. Anything with 2 wheels, 4 wheels, anything with an engine, I'll do it. And today, where am I? I'm at Motorcycles of Greensboro with the man, the myth, and the legend. It's the professor, you guys.
Bro, welcome home, brother.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Are you having a good day?
It's always a good day.
Yeah,
always a good day. Living the dream.
You know, I say it's a day, another day in paradise.
It is.
Another day in paradise.
And speaking of another day in paradise, I see you have a new shirt, which means
Yes.
we have a new bike.
Which means we're traveling through Europe again.
Yes.
And we've crossed the Alps and we've gone northwest.
Northwest, because we've been stuck
Northeast, I'm sorry. Northeast, yes.
Yeah, and we've been stuck in Italy for a long time. This is a 2023 BMW K1600 GT. In today's episode, we're going to talk about the bike. I'll walk around the bike, show you the features. I'll take it out on the road, share my thoughts with you guys, talk about the cost of ownership, and assign it a Bhromance score. But it's me, it's your boy Bro, and I am your Bhroman.
Back in the day, so you know, the K1200 was more of a sport bike with some touring capabilities, you know, and in Marysville, Ohio, Honda started producing what we know as of the Goldwing.
Yes.
The Goldwing set in a class all to its own. There was nothing in the world even like it. And then in 2011, they introduced the K1600, which was a direct competition for the Goldwing, that had dominated that segment for
touring
decades.
Comfort, yes.
For decades.
And they haven't skipped out on electronics and features. You have traction control, ABS, lean sensing ABS, lean sensing traction control. You even have the headlamps.
Adaptive
headlamps.
Yes.
The headlamps. Speakers. It's got that big display, the 10-inch TFT display.
Yeah, I know, right? That's amazing.
It's beautiful.
You could almost watch the NFL games on
NFL games.
Yeah.
That's perfect because I love NFL games on Sundays.
Yes.
If I'm riding, just watch the games there.
Yes.
Decent amount of storage space in these big bags.
Yes.
And I'll show you more when we do a walk around.
So shift assist.
Quick shift assist.
BMW's a shift assist.
Shift assist.
Electronic, you know, typical BMW electronic tank cap.
And I think the biggest sports bike feature that I think this has got is that big 1649cc inline 6. Do you know how much power that puts out? 160 horses and 133 foot-pound of torque.
I know, isn't that something?
Wow. Oh yeah, and it's also a shaft drive.
Yeah.
That's the cool part. So no chain, none of that. You mind if I do a quick walk around on this motorcycle, Professor?
Bro, be my guest, man.
Awesome, thank you. So starting off from the front of the motorcycle, it's got the beautiful DRL headlamps, and on top you have the adjustable windshield. We'll get to it in a little bit. Then down below, if you look closely down there, you'll see that funky dual lever suspension. It's not the regular forks. It's that funky dual lever suspension up front that adjusts on the fly. That's really cool. And you have those turn signals integrated to the side of the bike. And then it also comes with driving lights. It's got dual 320mm disc brakes, with Brembo calipers that says BMW on it. And then this has a 27.8 degree rake angle. What's a rake angle, you ask? Draw perpendicular from the steering mount for the fork tubes, or in this case, the suspension, and that angle is your rake angle. Shorter the rake angle, the more nimble the bike is, and larger the rake angle, the more stable it is at higher speeds, highway speeds, and such. And then, looking to the side, that's the 1649cc liquid cooled inline 6 that puts out 160 horses and 130 foot-pound of torque. 133 foot-pound of torque, sorry. And then on the side, it's got that cool little BMW logo, and it tells you it's a K1600 GT. And if you take a step back and look at the bike, I quite like the lines that go, lines of the bike. and it looks like it's a really comfy seating position. Well, it's a grand touring bike, so it better be. You have a power outlet here. On the right hand side, you have a power outlet over here. And then if you look at the bottom, is some storage space. Again, you press this button here, that opens up that little storage space. Looking closer at those lines that I was talking about, you see the fuel tank is really high, and then it's a nice drop down to the seat. Now, it is a GT, a touring bike, so of course it needs saddlebags, and these have saddlebags, and these are the saddlebags that open to the side. They don't open from the top, they open from the side. Now, to access the saddlebags or open the saddlebags, as long as you have the key fob on you or near you, just press this button, that pops this little lever up, then you just pull the lever, and boom, this thing opens right up. And it looks like it's a pretty deep saddlebag here with a couple of belts to keep your stuff in place. And to close the saddlebag is the same thing in reverse. Push this in, and you just plop the lever down. And looking at the bike from the rear, it's got a LED tail light there with LED turn signals on the side. The license plate goes down there, and there you have the exhaust, 3 on each side for the 6 cylinders. Then on the left hand side, you have the quick shift or the quick assist, and that little storage space, same concept. Press the button, that opens up that little storage space. It's good enough for a key fob, and you could throw in a few other small items in there. And then to the top are these buttons, 1 through 4. Those are your favorites button, and you can customize it to whatever you want to call to action, like a quick call to action. Okay, so let's talk about handlebar controls. We'll start off from the left hand side. That's your clutch lever, and it's adjustable, so you can move it closer or farther along depending upon your hand size and where you want the friction zone, or how comfortable you are with the friction zone and things like that. So on the top here is this little toggle switch. That's for your passing lights, and if you push it out, that's your high beams. And then right below that is your cruise control. In front of that is your hazards. This is to go through your menu options. That's for the windshield, turn signals, and down below is the horn. Then you have the magic wheel or the scroll wheel to go to the menu. We'll get to it in a bit. Reverse gear and your driving lights. Pretty neat. Windshield, it goes up and down. If you press that button to the top, it's gonna move up. Goes quite a long way up, and then if you want down, you just push the button down, and boom. Space, you have a little storage space here, but to access that, the windshield needs to be at its highest setting or the higher setting. So let's move the windshield out of the way, and then right behind the TFT, the LED TFT screen, is a little button over here. You press that, and that pops open. And in here you have a USB point, like charger cable, and you could put your phone in there. I tried putting my phone in there, but my phone is too big and it won't fit inside. But if you have a smaller phone, an older generation phone, that will fit here, and it's got that you can connect. It's got the BMW Connect app, so you can connect and display on the big screen. As for the handlebar controls on your right hand side, you have your central lock, your riding modes, your kill switch, and starter. And your brake lever is adjustable too, just like the clutch lever, so you can pull it closer or farther away. All right, so let's turn on the bike and check out the big, beautiful 10-inch screen, shall we? Let's press the button, and boom, BMW Motorrad, make life a ride, don't mind if I do. Then you have warning lights on the 2 sides. I think I saw high beams and other stuff over here. That's traction control, ABS, all of that on the other side. Then you get this beautiful screen. I think this is one of the most beautiful screens in the market right now, and you get a lot of information on the screen. You have your tachometer, your speedometer, tells you which riding mode you're on. This has a trip odometer, but you can select and change that, which gear you're on, time, outside temperature, radio off, all that fun stuff. Now if you click the menu button, it goes away, and you have settings, telephone, music, media, navigation, radio, and vehicle. So if you go into vehicle settings, it's gonna give you a quick snapshot of battery life, fuel range, in your tire pressure and things like that. And there are multiple screens. So there's your onboard computer, trip computer, tire pressure, when the next service is due. Let's go into settings. So under settings, you have assist, so you can turn on and off or set your damping, your traction control, your hill assist, all that good stuff. Under heating, it's a touring bike, so it's got heated handlebar grips and heated seats. So to turn them on, you just click on it and then move the wheel to whatever level you want it at. I'll keep it at 0 for now. I don't need heated stuff right now. Then you can go into vehicle settings and you can set your alarm lights and things like that. You have system settings, connections, display, information, and reset all. So if you guys are new to Bhroman, give us a like and hit that subscribe button. We put out content every week and your support would mean a lot. We haven't heard what this motorcycle sounds like once we start her up. It's that inline 6, so it's not going to be very loud or anything. It's going to be more on the smoother side, but let's take a listen. Yeah, really smooth, really smooth sound there. This is what it sounds like from right behind. I like it. So we are gonna start off in road mode and we'll take it from there. Oh, the windshield comes up. No, go down. I don't need you up. I mean, the bike is always so happy to see you. That's how you know it. Let's start off a ride with our first little test. Let's make a couple of U-turns and see how this puppy maneuvers. Well, it's not really a puppy, it's a big guy. But yeah, U-turns, surprisingly, very easy. Very easy. I'm not even giving it a lot of gas. I'm just riding the friction zone of the clutch. Man, that 1600cc inline 6, a lot of power in it. See, not even giving it any gas. I'm just riding the clutch or the friction zone of the clutch, and it's up to 7 miles per hour. That's pretty awesome if you ask me. Our second test, the pull test. I have it in dynamic mode, so let's go. Holy moly. Oh wow, 160 horses. What were you expecting, man? What were you expecting, bro, man? It's really fast, man. It's really fast. But here's the thing, it's not like the S1000RR or the Panigale V4 is kind of fast where it just like kicks you in the face. It's just fast. I mean, it pulls its speed and it's so unassuming. It's awesome. Let's talk about the first impressions of this motorcycle. Sitting up quite upright. I don't have to lean forward for the handlebars or anything. My legs are not bent weirdly at all. I am really comfy on this bike. And this bike, once it starts moving, it really doesn't feel its weight at all. All right, stop sign. So let's use our front brakes. Front brakes only. Yeah, no problemo with front brakes. I like it. So I am 5'10" with a 31-inch inseam, and I can flat foot this bike very easily. No problemo. No problemo whatsoever. Seat has a deep cut to it. So far I'm comfortable. Well, I just started the ride. And let's talk about wind protection, right? So I am getting a bit of wind like beyond the windshield, like on the sides over here, so on my shoulders, but other than that, the wind protection is pretty good. I'm not getting a lot of wind on my legs or on my feet, just some wind on the outside of my shoulders. How about the balance, man? It's a big BMW, but it's still a BMW, so the balance is awesome. Let's quickly change lanes here. Oh, and I think I didn't mention this in the walk around, or I didn't point it out at least. So the mirrors on this motorcycle are mounted to the fairing. So what happens is it doesn't turn with the bike, so it's a fixed fairing bike. With the mirrors being as far out as they are, you can actually see a lot behind you. We are in road mode, or riding in road mode, and road mode is as you'd expect an urban mode to be. There is power, there's all that power that's available to you, but it just doesn't come on out and kick you in the butt kind of thing. It's very smooth, and to get that power you really have to twist the throttle a lot. Man, this bike, I wanted to see how does it handle. It handles like a charm. And that engine braking is crazy too. I did not apply any brakes, it's all engine braking. I went from what, 60 something to 35, and all of that is engine braking. No front or rear brakes were applied. I mean, I did tap the brake a little bit so that the tail light comes on and the person behind me doesn't slam into me, but other than that, there were no, I didn't really apply the brakes. That's the engine braking. That thing is phenomenal. Can we change modes on the fly? Road, not dynamic, yeah, rain. So just close the throttle and that should bring it on. So rain mode, so this is where all the nanny systems are at their highest setting, are at their peak setting. So traction control, ABS, everything's at its peak setting, because it thinks that you're riding through rain or conditions where traction is going to be an issue. So it's gonna not let you do a lot of stupid things. So the 160 horses are still there. They didn't leave the stable, but to get to that, or to get any kick out of it, you'd really have to really twist the throttle and wring its neck for it to respond. But it kind of will, because the horses are still there, the torque is still there, but you really have to whoa, that was a rolling test of sorts in rain mode. Dang, that's in rain mode. Dang. That was a lot of fun. With rain, with the road, let's do dynamic. Okay. So dynamic mode is where the fun's at, huh? Holy moly. Dynamic mode is where the fun's at. Just like any motorcycle, the sport mode is the fun mode. Oh, nice. Oh man, this bike picks up power and speed so smoothly, and it's kind of unassuming. There's no drama around it or anything, no big engine noise, exhaust noise, none of that. It just picks up speed so smoothly. Holy moly, this is addicting. So is this a good bike for commuting? Well, yeah, 160 horses, 132 foot-pound of torque. It's got saddlebags, so you have some storage space. You have a windshield. Yeah, this should be a fun bike for commuting. It's a little bigger and wider and heavier than your normal like street or city urban riding motorcycles, but you can easily commute on this. I see no problemo. Now, is this a good bike for touring? Well, let's see. It's got GT in its name, which is, you know, for grand touring. So yes, it should be a great bike. It is a good bike for touring. It's comfy enough, wind protect, the things I always look for. Comfy enough, check. Wind protection, check. Storage space, saddlebags, check. Speakers, check. So yeah, this should be great for touring. Well, let's think about it. It weighs north of 800 pounds, or around 800 pounds. It's gonna cost you a pretty penny, in the 20s. 160 horses, 133 foot-pound of torque. Yeah, no, none of those are reasons to say it's a good beginner bike. It is not. It's not a bike for beginners at all, especially if you're someone who's a brand spanking new to motorcycling. Nope, not at all. But what about the cost of ownership, bro, man? What about the cost of ownership? £800, 160 horses, 133 foot-pound of torque. A whole lot of fun. A whole lot of fun. It's got a whole suite of electronic aids and assistance. It's comfy, great wind protection. This is a bike you can use for touring, for commuting, for road trips. Definitely not something that you'd want a beginner to be riding or to be buying at all. If you are looking for a touring bike, a sport touring bike that's got some kick to it and good enough storage space and pretty comfortable, man, look no further than the K1600 lineup. And among them, they have different variants. The GT is the most sport oriented of all the models, and it's not speed limited or speed governed, and it kind of puts you as a rider more in tune with the motorcycle. So yeah, is this the bike for you? Well, head on down to your closest BMW dealer and take one out for a spin and check it out for yourself. Well, thanks for watching, you guys. Keep your knees in the breeze, and I'll see you soon. Bro out.